This cruise line secret is so wild they'd fire a crew member on the spot for telling you. And it's just one of 9 explosive truths former cruise workers say passengers were never supposed to know. From secret surveillance that tracks your every move to the rigged casino where your odds sink faster than the Titanic and the one cabin you should never book, these are the hidden realities behind those smiling crew and endless buffets. By the end, you'll never look at a cruise the same way again. So grab your key card, hold on to your drink, and let's dive straight into the world cruise lines hope you never discover. Ready? Let's set sail. 1. Some shore excursions are dangerous. You've waited all year for this moment, stepping off the ship into paradise. But ex-crews say what happens off the ship can be a lot riskier than passengers realize. Many excursions, ziplining, jungle tours, ATV rides aren't run by the cruise line at all. They're outsourced to local operators, some with loose safety standards and little oversight, and when things go wrong, you're on your own. Former tour managers recall passengers injured on unofficial tours having to pay all their own medical costs because the cruise line had zero liability. Here's the kicker. The only real guarantee when booking directly with the cruise line isn't quality, it's timing. If your official excursion is delayed, the ship will wait. If your independent tour runs late, you'll watch the ship sail away without you. One former staffer said it bluntly, every cruise has at least one passenger sprinting down the pier, waving as the ship pulls off. And 9 out of 10 times, it's someone who went with a cheap local tour. So for nearby beaches or city strolls, independent tours are fine. But while passengers chase thrills on land, the real endurance test happens below deck, where the cruise life is nothing like the paradise above. 2. Crew life below deck is brutal. You see them smiling, your steward, your waiter, your bartender. But behind those smiles is a reality that would shock most passengers. Below deck, where guests never go, lies a maze of narrow hallways and tiny rooms where the crew live for months. No windows, no privacy. 2 or more people to a cabin barely larger than a walk-in closet. Former crew members describe 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, sometimes for 10 months straight. No weekends, no days off. And if you complain, you risk your contract and your income. One ex-housekeeper said, "We'd finish at 11 p.m., clean up, and go back to a cabin so hot we'd sleep with wet towels just to cool off." They sacrifice comfort, family, and sleep, all to make sure your vacation feels effortless. So the next time your steward greets you with a smile, remember, they've probably worked 100 days straight without seeing the sun. And if you really want to make their day, say thank you, learn their name, and leave a tip in cash. That simple kindness means more than you can imagine. And just when you think the cruise world couldn't get more intense, here's the twist. You're being watched just as closely as they are. 3. You're being profiled and tracked. Think no one's paying attention to you on a cruise ship? Think again. The moment you book your ticket, the ship system quietly begins building a digital profile on you. Your name, spending habits, favorite drinks, dining choices, even which parts of the ship you hang out in the most. It all starts with that little plastic cruise card or medallion around your neck. Every swipe, every purchase, every tap, recorded. Former bartenders say they were trained to memorize top-spending guests before the first night. One even admitted his manager handed him a list of priority passengers, their photos, names, and favorite cocktails, so he could greet them like old friends. "Hey John, your whiskey sour's waiting for you." Feels like magic, right? It's not, it's data. Behind the charm is a quiet system of passenger profiling. Crew are told who tips big, who complains often, who's friendly, and who's not. Why does this matter? Because that invisible profile shapes how you're treated on board. Polite and generous guests get little extras, a free dessert, faster service, maybe even an upgrade. Chronic complainers, their requests move more slowly through the system than you'll ever realize. So here's the insider tip. Kindness travels faster than Wi-Fi at sea. Be polite, tip fairly, and you'll notice suddenly everything feels easier. And while the ship's tracking systems quietly profile your every move, there's one place where the odds are stacked against you from the moment you step in: the casino floor. 4. The casino is legally rigged against you. You step onto the casino floor, flashing lights, slot machines chiming, champagne glasses clinking, and it feels like Vegas on the water. But former cruise dealers say the house isn't just winning, it's dominating. Unlike casinos on land, cruise ships sail under international laws, meaning the odds can be adjusted, and they are. One ex-dealer revealed that slot payouts are often set lower than anything allowed in Las Vegas. Some ships even use server-based slots, letting management tweak the odds remotely. Perfectly legal, but totally ruthless. And those blackjack tables? Many now pay 6 to 5 instead of the classic 3 to 2, adding an instant house edge that quietly drains thousands in extra revenue every night. Sure, you'll see jackpot winners and free cruise giveaways. That's part of the show. But the real money comes from the silent majority feeding the machines, thinking they've got a fair shot. The truth: you don't. If you play for fun, not profit. Set a limit. Stick to table games where odds are transparent, and remember, the only thing the casino truly guarantees is that the ship wins every time. But while the casino quietly drains your wallet, there's another part of the ship that's fooling your senses, and this time it's happening on your plate. 5. The food isn't always as fresh as it looks. That 5-star buffet looks mouth-watering. Mountains of shrimp, perfectly seared steaks, glistening pastries. But insiders say that behind the kitchen doors, it's not as freshly made as it appears. Cruise kitchens run like small cities. Feeding thousands of people 5 times a day from a floating metal box means logistics trump freshness. So yes, a lot of your fresh meals were frozen first. Former kitchen crew members admit that most seafood, steaks, and poultry are stored frozen for weeks. Scrambled eggs often come from cartons, and pastries, pre-baked and reheated, and those fresh squeezed juices, often powdered mix. It's not all bad. Some meals are cooked to order, especially in specialty restaurants or made-to-order buffet stations like omelets or stir-fry. But the myth of the shipboard farm-to-table feast? Completely overblown. If you want the best quality on board, skip the main buffet and head for the smaller specialty venues. You'll pay a little more, but the flavor and freshness jump dramatically. Because while the dining room sells the illusion of gourmet, the real foodies know the difference is in the detail. But fake freshness isn't the only illusion on board, because behind the smiles and spotless decks, there's a darker secret the cruise lines never want you to notice: theft. 6. Theft happens, and it's quietly covered up. Cruise ships like to project perfect safety, but former security officers admit theft happens. Phones, jewelry, wallets, even cameras go missing every sailing. And unless it's a major theft, say over $10,000, it rarely gets investigated publicly. Why? Because image is everything. A theft headline could sink the ship's reputation faster than bad weather ever could. Most incidents get logged discreetly. Passengers are asked to double-check their belongings or file with insurance. If there's no clear suspect on camera, the case quietly disappears. The crew isn't being lazy, they're being told to keep the peace. A screaming passenger at guest services creates chaos. A quiet refund or apology note? That's resolution. So protect yourself, use your cabin safe every single day. Don't leave valuables on loungers or restaurant tables. And take photos of what's in your luggage before boarding. Proof matters if you file a claim later. Because while most crew are honest, not every passenger is, and not every mystery makes the daily bulletin. And while stolen wallets are bad enough, here's the real twist. The cruise line already knows more about you than you think, because the very card you're holding isn't just for spending, it's for watching. 7. Your cruise card is also a tracking device. That little card or wearable medallion feels convenient, opens your door, buys your drinks, tracks your onboard credit. But it's also the ship's most powerful tool for surveillance and control. Every scan logs your movements, where you went, what you bought, even when you return to your cabin. Guest services staff can pull up your entire history in seconds. Purchases, excursions, unpaid bills, and even timestamps of every bar visit. If your credit card fails or you miss a payment, your account can be locked instantly, disabling access to purchases or room service until you settle up. Sounds futuristic, it's real. And the flip side, if you're a big spender, the system rewards you. High-value guests might get complimentary wine, private invites, or cabin upgrades without asking. So yes, it's a loyalty program and a leash. Be mindful of your spending. Check your account daily in the cruise app, because on board your card doesn't just open doors, it defines your identity. But tracking your every move isn't the only way cruise lines keep control, because some of the cabins they happily sell you are the very ones they'd never sleep in themselves. 8. The cabins they don't want you to book. Former staff quietly warn about certain nightmare cabins that look fine online, but come with built-in misery. Avoid cabins near elevators or crew access doors. Those are 24/7 traffic zones. Constant footsteps, rolling carts, and door slams will keep you up all night. The same goes for cabins directly below gyms, pool decks, or theaters. You'll hear every dropped weight, every midnight rehearsal. And those bargain lower deck rooms? They're cheaper for a reason. You're closer to engine noise, anchor chains, and rougher motion. Crews say they can tell which passengers book those after one night. They're the ones clutching seasickness bags. If you want peace, go midship, mid-level, surrounded by other passenger rooms. It's quiet, stable, and far from crew corridors. Insiders call it the sweet spot. You'll thank them later. And once you've found the perfect room, the next trap isn't noise, it's temptation. Because those free perks you're offered all cruise long, they're anything but free. 9. Free perks are clever sales traps. Free champagne at the art auction. Complimentary spa consultation. Exclusive wine tasting, no charge. Sounds luxurious, right? According to an ex-staff, these are baited hooks. Each one is a sales funnel wrapped in hospitality. The art auction, free bubbly, then a charming host talks you into a $5,000 painting you didn't plan to buy. The spa consultation, a 10-minute sales pitch for $300 anti-aging products. That free wine tasting ends with pressure to buy bottles at triple the retail price. One ex-sales rep laughed, saying, "Nothing on a cruise ship is truly free. If it's free, you're the product." Here's how to beat the system. Take the perks, enjoy the champagne, smile, and walk away. No guilt, no pressure. You're not being rude for saying no, you're being smart. Because every complimentary experience on board has one mission: to turn your vacation wallet inside out. And once you know that, you'll start spotting the traps before they even set the bait. After all the secrets, the tracking, the odds, the frozen food, here's the part no one tells you. Most crew members still say it's worth it. Because for every hard day, there's the joy of meeting people from around the world, the thrill of sunsets at sea, the friendships built between crew who become family. So yes, there's a hidden side to cruising, but there's also heart, humanity, and pride below deck. The next time you sail, remember this: behind every perfect towel fold and every midnight buffet is a human being working harder than you'll ever see to make your trip feel effortless. So sail smarter, tip generously, and treat the crew like the legends they are. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button so more travelers discover the truth. Comment below which secret shocked you most, and subscribe because next time we're going even deeper, the dark truth about what really happens when you miss the ship. Until then, keep your passport dry, your drink covered, and your karma clean, because at sea, every move you make is being watched.